Hi, this is Shashikant and I welcome you to this video. Here I am going to share some tips for the watercolor painting. So while I am drawing this, you can see and you can learn how this watercolor works on paper. As you know, in most forms of painting, the artist paints with their dark colors, then work lighter. However, in watercolors, it's the other way around. When working with watercolor, it is advisable to begin with the lighter colors and then work towards the darker ones. We do this because in watercolors, a white comes from the paper, not from the paint. So due to the transparency of paints, your light colors won't pop when painted over darker colors. And remember, you don't need to add too much water. Even after you have added water to your watercolor paper, this is a common mistake made by many beginning artists, that they tend to add extra water to their paintings by not properly drying their brushes after washing them. And this will make your paints spread more than you would like them to and can create muddy areas. To avoid adding extra water, make sure you dab your washed brush on a dry cloth or a paper towel before putting it back into the paint. So you must have the tissue paper or paper towel or anything like dry cloth may be helpful for you in this process while working with the watercolors. So again, sometimes you have to look that your paper won't buckle. While many different type of paper quality as watercolor paper available, choosing the correct watercolor paper for your project is important. The differences in paper are important. Determine how your work will turn out. For example, the difference in shades of white might affect the brilliance of your color. One important factor to note is how thick your paper is. If you are using thicker paper, so the paper doesn't buckle. Watercolor paper will work well for most beginners and has an interesting texture for your artwork. While working with the watercolor, just paint with the side of your brush. Watercolor paper is abrasive and can ruin your brush. If you paint with the tip too often, you will preserve your brushes longer by painting with the sides of your brush. So whenever it is necessary, that time only you can use the tip of the brush. Otherwise, when you have to spread the watercolor, you just use the side of your brush. And always mix more paint than you plan to use. A lot of watercolor painting is all about planning and preparing. It is always a good idea to mix colors in greater quantities than you think you might need. This way, if you run out of your mixed paint in the middle of painting, you won't have to start over. If you are properly prepared, you won't have to try and mix colors again and again, resulting in drying out your paints. Therefore, always mix more than you think. So doing this, you will have enough to finish your painting. Although all this looks like simple tips, they can save your painting. And one more important thing, plan your whites first. So where you have to leave those white spots or white portion, you have to plan it earlier. According to that, you should begin painting. Thanks for watching the video. This is your friend Shashikant, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and please press the bell icon.